Outlined against a blue-gray October sky, Week 9 in high school football is do or die. State Champs Extra Point, Halloween edition, starts now. State Champs Extra Point is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. Also brought to you in part by Hungry Howie's. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. Go to doughrazor.com for details. Van Andel Institute. Get involved. Join us at purplecommunity.org. Henry Ford Health System. Together, we can. Imagine Theater and Star Lanes in Royal Oak, your ultimate entertainment destination. And our friends with the United Auto Workers and Chrysler. It's a Halloween edition of Extra Point. As you can see, I really do need to get more sleep, but I can't. I lie awake at night thinking how the football playoffs are gonna play out. I wake up looking like this. It's wide open, you know? I think teams like Clarkson in Division 1, Brother Rice in Division 2, maybe Orchard Lake St. Mary's in Division 3 are the teams to beat. But anyone who follows high school football knows anything can happen. Welcome to State Champs Extra Point. I'm a very disturbing-looking Lauren Plant. A grotesque-looking Tom Markowski has the latest rankings. That's coming up. Alfred Casa is talking about the legendary coaches who influenced him. Former CC Shamrock and current Tennessee Titan Mike Martin is taking you to the shed. The playoffs begin this week for many teams. Tons of 5-3 programs fearing the Reaper. A loss means your season ends in purgatory.
We at the field like, all day like, all night like, offense like.
We start with a PSL crossover from Thursday afternoon. Detroit Renaissance needed a win to make the playoffs as they took on the Colts from Northwestern Collegiate Prep. First quarter, Renaissance in maroon up 7-6. Senior quarterback Kyle Lewis to Mark Wilson. The junior breaks a tackle and gone. 60-yard touchdown. Phoenix up 14-6 after the first. To the late stages of the first half, Renaissance going to the ground attack. Senior running back Dwight Harvey Jr. had a nice day, 170 yards, and this TD, Phoenix led 20-12. Then, right before the break, they would strike again. This time through the air, Lewis finds the freshman Matthew Gilbert. Lewis was 7 of 10 passing for 203 yards. That's efficient. Renaissance up 27-12 at halftime. Collegiate Prep looking to spoil the party for Renaissance. Played hard in the second half. The senior Terrell Watts works his way into the end zone from 12 yards out. The Colts trailed 27-20 going into the fourth quarter. But the Phoenix Lewis sealed it with his legs. Carried the rock 15 times for 163 yards. Cruising in, touchdown. Detroit Renaissance wins 34-20. The Phoenix second consecutive trip to the big dance.
5-3. We need one game to get into the state playoff. And we can make a strong run and show everybody how we set the trail.
Staying in Detroit, the Central Trailblazers were 0-9 a season ago, looking to get into the playoffs for the second time in 3 years, as they took on the Panthers of University Prep from the Charter School Conference. University Prep already locked into the playoffs with 6 wins, picking up in the first half. The junior Trey Smith getting to the outside, one of his 3 rushing scores of the first half. Panthers led 23-12 as we went to the break. But back comes Central. Sophomore southpaw Darius Lanham hooking up with Lamont Moore, one of his 5 catches on the day. The senior takes it to the house from 55 yards out. Trailblazers still trailing, but now at 23-20. Back comes University Prep. It's Smith once again in the clear. 4th rushing touchdown. The Panthers led by 9, 29-20 into the 4th. Must win for Central, and they played like it. Lynham, a little dump off to Davon Pitts, and Pitts will do the rest. 40-yard score, Trailblazers down only 3. Lynham finished 12 of 22 for 315 yards. 30 seconds left. He finds Deshaun Dennison, game-winning touchdown. Central celebrates as they beat University Prep 32-29. They are now in the postseason. To Ford Field we go for a friendly, sorta. The PSL consolation game between Mumford and Cody, both teams at 5-3, winner is in the postseason. Scoreless through a quarter. In the second, Mumford playing a little pitch and catch. Monty Stewart with the perfect 9-yard fade into Vario Davis. 7-0 Mustang. Still in the second, Kevin Mahoney with the rock. Follows his block. Touchdown. He added the conversion, and Cody held an 8-7 advantage at the break. Stayed that way until the fourth, and this could be the individual play of the year. Monty Stewart doing his best Johnny Football impression. Finding time, scrambling, throwing on the run. DeAndre Harvey is wide open. Wow. Mumford is going to the playoffs. They knock off Cody 13-8. We stay at Ford Field now for the PSL Championship game. 8-0 Cass Tech versus the 8-0 Crusaders of Martin Luther King. Technicians in white going for back-to-back city crowns. First quarter, sophomore quarterback Rodney Hall to Donovan Peoples-Jones. 19-yard touchdown. Technicians up 14-0 after the first. CT continued to cruise. Hall tossing to the Mr. Football candidate Mike Weber, and feast your eyes on the Michigan recruit. 76 yards of scorched earth to the house. Cass rolling up 20-0 at halftime. King made some adjustments and jumped out to start the second half. Mikhail Washington delivers to Donnie Corley Jr. Crusaders down 20-7. But Cass was all that and a big bag of chips. On top of his game at the right time of the season, Weber gets a handoff, a textbook blistering 68-yard touchdown run, 188 yards rushing, 2 scores for Mr. Weber. Cass Tech went on to win their second straight PSL championship, 39-7 the final. Just 2 weeks left of Coach's Corner here on Extra Point, and we want to do something special this week, especially since we're going into the playoffs, and we've loved having Al Fracassa here all season long. And Coach, you learned some amazing drills over the years and in some unique places. So we want to talk about some of the places that you picked up your best drills, and I guess it starts at the college ranks.
Yes, it does. I remember going to Florida one time, and my good friend who I competed against, Earl Morrow, he was at University of Miami, and I had, watched the drill that they used in practice. It was I call it the 17-second drill, where you run from one side of the football field to the other, which is 53 1/3 yards. That's how wide the fields are.
Right.
And you got to do it in 17 seconds. So I thought that was a heck of a drill. You do it 4 times like the end of practice.
Right.
Keep the kids in condition, and it's a challenge.
Coach had the opportunity to spend a week in Pittsburgh with Coach Chuck Noll, back in the day, the steel curtain, everything, and you learned something very cool there.
Oh gosh, I learned about the 350 drills, where they get on the corners of the football field, and they had to run when Chuck Noll blew the whistle. They had to do it under a minute. And there was another drill too, my favorite coach, Vince Lombardi. In fact, I had Vince Lombardi's grandsons that played for me, one especially. And I call it the Green Bay drill, where they have to run over 1.5 miles at the end of practice 1 day a week. I don't do it the whole week. I probably have everybody drop out on me, nobody will come back.
Right.
But it was a challenge for their kids. And you know what, Lauren? Years go by, and the kids will come back, and they'll tell me how much they appreciated doing those drills, that they sometimes in their life, they have some hard times, and they said, if I could finish that Green Bay drill or the Pittsburgh drill or the Miami hurricane drill, we called it, that maybe I can do do something about my life now. So it's not only a football thing, it's a life lesson thing.
There you go. Thank you, Coach. One more week at the corner next week. Coach's Corner is presented by our friends with the UAW and Chrysler.
We just got started here on the spooky Halloween episode of State Champs Extra Point. I'm Kaliana, and when we come back from the break, we have more highlights of teams trying to get into the playoffs for next week. I may also have some Halloween jokes up my sleeve, so stick around.
We want you. We are Lawrence Technological University, and we don't want just anybody. We want students who are curious and driven, students with a passion for hard work and good times, students who will move right in and shoot for the best that Lawrence Tech Southfield campus has to offer. So if you believe that everything is possible and that possible is everything, we want you at LTU.
Imagine Star Lanes in Royal Oak is your ultimate entertainment destination with the best event experience in Metro Detroit. Whether you're having a casual or nice dinner, corporate event, or birthday party, we have what you need. Great food, great fun, and great entertainment. Don't settle for the ordinary. Make your event a night to remember at Imagine Star Lanes. Private and semi-private spaces available. Inquire today at star-lanes.com to get your party started.
My purple is defeating cancer.
My purple is my grandma.
Everyone has a reason for joining Purple Community.
My purple is fighting Parkinson's.
My purple is my mother.
Because that's where the fight to end cancer, Parkinson's, and other diseases begins. When you participate in a Purple Community event, 100% of your donation goes directly to research at Van Andel Institute. Get involved. Join us at purplecommunity.org.
I'm Ryan Terpstra, and let's go no huddle. And we start with Westland John Glenn at 5-3, needing a win to get into the playoffs as they took on Southfield Lathrop. John Glenn and White would jump out early. This is the junior running back, Dantes Bam Roberts, slipping off a couple of Lathrop defenders, goes down the sideline, his third touchdown of the first quarter. This one from 65 yards out, and the Rockets led 20-0 after the first. Back comes Lathrop in the second as the junior Sterling Alexander gets it to senior wideout Joshua Dotson for the 9-yard score. Chargers now only trailed 20-13, but John Glenn would score the next 28 points as the senior Leon Crawford, finding pay dirt from 40 yards away. Westland John Glenn beats Southfield Lathrop 48-13. They qualify for the playoffs at 6-3. We head to the OAA, a red-white crossover as Farmington Hills Harrison was home to take on Clarkston. We'll start in the fourth quarter. This is Omari Rogers for Harrison, scoring from 3 yards out, and this game is tied at 24. But Clarkston had an answer. With under 3 minutes to go, it's the junior Nolan Erickson up the gut, and no one is gonna get him. 63-yard touchdown as Clarkston beat Harrison 31-24 is the final. To the KLAA, Brighton was home to take on South Lyon. Brighton was looking to keep its playoff hopes alive with a win. First quarter action, this is Joseph Clifford breaking free. He's going to go all the way in for the 58-yard touchdown. Bulldogs led 7-0 after the first. Back comes South Lyon in the second. This is the senior quarterback Anton Skupin on the keeper, and South Lyon would go on to win 19-13 to finish the season at 8-1. And I'll be back with more highlights later in the show.
I'm Mike Martin, former Detroit Catholic Central Shamrock, Michigan Wolverine, and current Tennessee Titan. Welcome inside the trenches. Fellas, this week, we're gonna be working a shed drill. I'm gonna be working with my man Mike Barwis, and this drill is all about violence. You gotta get off blocks, bottom line. Now in this drill, you wanna focus on points of contact, wrist, elbow, shoulder. Now as a D lineman or linebacker, or wide receiver or DB, you're in a position where you got a guy blocking you and you got to get off. So in this drill, it's called the swipe. Elbow and shoulder. You're gonna come, a windshield wiper technique, hit the elbow, hit the shoulder, come through, and be able to make a play. I'm gonna go full speed on it. Uncommon actions bring uncommon results. Fellas, you gotta train hard and dream big, and good things will happen, I promise you. I'm Mike Martin, I'll see you next week.
Well, aren't we a sight for sore eyes? Tom Markowski, I've worked with you for over a decade, and I must say, you've never looked better.
You too, Lauren.
Yeah, I feel like there's something right over here. All right, it's time for our season-ending rankings presented by Imagine Star Lanes. Fill us in, oh master of the macabre.
Well, Brother Rice is number one, like they've been for the last month. I want to talk about Zeeland West, who's in the top 10. They can be the D3 champions. Also DeWitt, and look for Muskegon to move down to D3 as well. That would make that division really competitive.
How about our Metro rankings?
Well, I want to talk about Lapeer in Division 1, West Bloomfield in Division 1, Dearborn-Fordson in Division 1. Everybody's asking who can challenge Clarkston. I think all three of those teams can do that.
All right, well, thank you, Dr. Frankenfreak. Normally, I'd wish the best of luck to all of those playoff teams, but this week I say, don't choke. Otherwise, you'll despair. We'll spiral you into a darkened, desperate demise.
So, football fans, where did the Goblin throw the football? Over the goal line, of course. I know, corny Halloween jokes are my favorite too. But as the playoffs start next week, make sure to check out our scoreboard at statechampsnetwork.com to see scores from every division throughout the playoffs. While you're on our website, make sure to vote for our Hungry Howie's Mr. Football contest. More highlights coming at you when we come back.
This October, you're going to be seeing a little more pink. Once again, Hungry Howie's is fighting breast cancer with love, hope, and pizza. For every pizza sold, every story of strength shared, and every new Hungry Howie's Facebook fan, a donation will be made to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. The pink pizza boxes are back. Order today and join us in the fight against breast cancer with love, hope, and pizza.
Imagine Star Lanes in Royal Oak is your ultimate entertainment destination with the best event experience in Metro Detroit. Whether you're having a casual or nice dinner, corporate event, or birthday party, we have what you need. Great food, great fun, and great entertainment. Don't settle for the ordinary. Make your event a night to remember at Imagine Star Lanes. Private and semi-private spaces available. Inquire today at star-lanes.com to get your party started.
For over 75 years, Guernsey Farms Dairy has been producing the highest quality dairy products in Michigan. This family-owned and operated business was built on making the best tasting milk and ice cream using only the freshest ingredients from local farms. Guernsey Farms Dairy was awarded Best Chocolate Milk in North America at the World Dairy Expo, and their butter pecan ice cream was rated best by People magazine. Quality taste isn't expensive, it's priceless. Give your family the best. Taste the Guernsey difference.
You fight on every single play. You give your absolute best effort.
I'm David Faze, and we continue our highlight. Northville ready to do battle as they travel to the home of the Grand Blanc Bobcats with a playoff berth on the line. The home team would strike first as junior tailback Elias Smiley takes the rock right back up the gut en route to a 26-yard score. The Bobcats held a 14-3 halftime lead. Third quarter with Northville on the comeback trail. Justin Zimbo to Ryan Roberts for the 5-yard score to bring the Mustangs within 14-9. Northville now leading 17-14 mid-fourth, but the Bobcats would claw right back as senior quarterback Trayvon Avery avoids the defense and finds a wide-open Matt Mastromateo, who takes it 53 yards to the house to recapture the lead at 20-17. But the Mustangs simply refuse to lose. Next possession, it's Zimbo finding Kevin Bach, and the senior will find the goal line from 29 yards out. The Mustangs go on the road in the regular season finale and clinch a playoff berth. 23-20, the final. We head to another matchup of 5-3 teams as the Romeo Bulldogs were at home to take on Utica Eisenhower. Romeo, looking to make the playoffs for the 11th straight year, would strike in the first quarter as Paul Hurley gets to Mitchell Heimbach for the 5-yard touchdown. Bulldogs led 7-0 after one. All Bulldogs in this one as Hurley on the QB keeper, fooling around and cruises in for the 19-yard touchdown. The Romeo faithful celebrate as the Bulldogs beat Eisenhower to make the playoffs for the 11th year in a row. 24-8 the final. I'm David Faze for Extra Point.
My name is Dr. Brett Martin, and I had the Sports Concussion Clinic at Henry Ford Health System. Time for another Sports Medicine Minute focusing on concussions. There is no one piece of protective equipment that a player can wear that can prevent a concussion, but there are several things that we can do to prevent concussions. Make sure your school or organization has a concussion action plan. This includes what to do when an athlete sustains a concussion and requirements for returning that athlete to play. Educating athletes, coaches, and parents that safety comes first. This includes practicing safe playing techniques and teaching good sportsmanship. Always following up with a healthcare provider that is familiar with concussion management. Since all concussions are not alike, it is important to approach each athlete individually and consider all unique risk factors. This is important in not returning the athlete too quick and increasing the risk for future concussions. No matter how quickly the symptoms resolve or how mild the concussion is, it is important to remember that a concussion is a brain injury and should not be ignored. Please consult a Henry Ford sports medicine professional at the first sign of a concussion. I'm Dr. Brett Martin.
Presented by Henry Ford Health System. Together, we can.
What did the Ghost football player say to his cheerleader? You look beautiful today. I hope you enjoyed our Halloween edition of State Champs Extra Point. We'll wrap up the show after the break with our Lawrence Tech Coach of the Week and see who else makes it into the playoffs. We'll be right back.
Fundraising should be fresh, flavorful, and simple. We have the perfect solution at Hungry Howie's, Dough Raiser. Your nonprofit organization can sell paper pizza certificates that your customers can redeem for one medium pizza at participating Hungry Howie's locations. Go to doughraiser.com to learn about, sign up for, and order everything Dough Raiser. Request a Dough Raiser kit for your group today. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. Welcome to Hungry Howie's Dough Raiser.
You think you're getting past me? By the time you experience the world of pain. Here I come, lung cancer. Deep breaths, baby, deep breaths. Game on, cancer!
Get in the game at GameOnCancer.com.
We want you. We are LTU, Lawrence Technological University, and is one of the nation's best schools for engineering, architecture, and technology. We don't want just anybody. We want students who are curious and driven, students who want to change the world through technology, science, and design. So if you believe that possible is everything, we want you at LTU.
Hey, what's up? It's Sean Baligian. It's time once again for the Coach of the Week, brought to you by Lawrence Tech. Well, I don't have any makeup this week, but I shaved my head. Isn't this a scary look? Our selection this week from West Bloomfield, Coach Ron Bellamy.
Good. Get to the ball. Get to the ball. Get to the ball.
Coach Bellamy is in his 5th year with the Lakers, and after coming oh so close to making the playoffs for only the 3rd time in school history last season, making it a reality was a goal in 2014 and a goal that was achieved.
Last year, we were one game away, so this year, in the offseason, our goal was to make sure we work and we handle business so we don't have to come down to the last game. But we're ecstatic and super excited about the opportunity to be playing this postseason.
Well, after a standout career at Michigan and a pro career that featured stops in both the World League and the NFL, Coach Bellamy credits his coach at Michigan, Lloyd Carr, for getting him into coaching.
Coach Carr, when I made my transition out of playing professional football, and I was looking to the next stage in my life, Coach Carr suggested that I get into education and get into coaching at the high school level. And I'm glad I looked into it, and I'm glad I had this opportunity because it's been a blast thus far.
This playoff-bound Laker team has been through a lot together, something that Coach Bellamy felt was a key heading into this year.
We played with 7 seniors. They were sophomores, and they went through the 2-win season. They went through just missing the playoffs last year, and I think most importantly, those kids, they had a taste of success and they wanted to finish the deal.
The Coach of the Week is presented to you by Lawrence Tech. For more info on Lawrence Tech Athletics, go to ltuathletics.com. I'm Sean Belegian for Extra Point.
I'm Ryan Terpstra, back to wrap up the highlights, and we go downriver. Trenton looking to make the playoffs for the first time in 7 years, but they'd have to do it on the road against their rivals from Gibraltar, Carlson. Pick it up in the first quarter. Carlson in the red zone. Nate Holmgren connects with Zach Cohn for the 14-yard touchdown. Marauders led 12-0 after the first. Back comes Trenton on the final play of the first half. Christian Mercure finding time and then hits Brad Bowler for the 42-yard touchdown. The Trojans trailed 12-7, and they go into halftime. With just under a minute left in the contest, Carlson going in for the go-ahead score. Holmgren gets it to Zach Cohn. Check out the great one-handed catch for the 10-yard touchdown. Marauders lead 26-20. So the Trojans have one last gasp. Mercure hits Brad Tenge. He laterals to Bowler. He's going to go in for the 26-yard game-winning touchdown. Trenton heads to the playoffs for the first time in 7 years. 27-26 is the final. And we head to another school looking to make the playoffs for the first time in 7 years. Waterford Mott was on the road to take on Birmingham Groves. Picked this one up in the first quarter. Junior Corbin Moorer gets the handoff, goes in for the 25-yard touchdown. Cossairs going to halftime, leading 28-22. We jump to the late stages of the fourth quarter. Groves down 42-35, and it's Cedric Boswell up the middle into the end zone from 25 yards away and led 43-42. Mott would answer just 34 seconds later. Quarterback Dakota Cup finds his fellow senior Randy Bicknell, and he's going to go in for the 50-yard touchdown as Waterford Mott wins the offensive shootout 49-43. They're going to the playoffs for the first time since 2007.
Well, kiddies, I'm afraid we must go. But you might just want to leave the light on. What's really scary, however, is that next week is the final episode of Extra Point for this season. It will be a manic, crazy, deranged version of Extra Point. Week 1 of the high school football playoffs always is. Missed any of today's show? You will now face a miserable fate. You will suffer and I will show no mercy. I'm kidding. Go to statechampsnetwork.com. All the clips are there. See you next week, and happy Halloween. State Champs Extra Point is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. Also brought to you in part by Hungry Howie's. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. Go to doughrazor.com for details. Van Andel Institute. Get involved. Join us at purplecommunity.org. Henry Ford Health System. Together, we can. Imagine Theater and Star Lanes in Royal Oak, your ultimate entertainment destination. And our friends with the United Auto Workers and Chrysler.